I think the best thing might be to put a pump back here until we get this thing under control. Let's get the pump back in. Because that's a lot of water. Just going to put the dam offline, but until we sort this out. Eek. Well, somebody got the feet wet. So we can expect the dam to go offline at any moment, which means I'll push the money back into the budget to mitigate that. Or maybe it'll settle down and one pump here is actually going to work nicely, I don't know. Rob Jensen, thank you for the host. And a raid, thank you, Rob. Yeah, we can just, I mean, we can deepen the terrain, absolutely. But for the minute, I just want to get this thing under control. Now, one pump definitely brings it under control. The problem is when you start excavating it, it really does mess about. It messes things up a lot. A bypass canal for the dam. Where's it gonna go? Do you mean sort of like... We'd have to basically gouge into this and then drop the water into this side, wouldn't we? Like you'd have to create a canal there and then have the water flowing into here. It'd be very hard to gauge the height of the dam. Could be an interesting project, though. Leave it as it is now and don't touch it anymore, says Baz. Lord Reaper. Well, it's kind of flood season with all the wet weather coming. That is one way to water the plants. Lou. Well, we got it back under control fairly quickly. That was funny, though. Everywhere's dinging again now. I can almost see the estate agency brochures. Not flooded! Plus points. Comes complete with no flooding. Oh, rip. It's not going to work very well, is it? It's not doable. Mr. Pringle, how you doing, bro? Hello, mate. Don't forget anyone can see that your population is wet, but only they can feel the warmth. Pringle, your moderation quote was in use before. You know how to become a moderator. It's amazing how that single pump just keeps it under control. While Pringle appeared, he really did. Jack Rudd with a tip with no message. Thank you very much, Jack. Thank you for the support. And Pringle. Oh yeah, an overflow canal would definitely prevent disaster. The issue is how to route it in. Like, it'd have to go that way, but then rip. Have to elevate that road or something. Do you know what? It sounds like a fun project, so I'm going to do it. Let me save it. What are we on? About 60k, aren't we? I'm going to go for a very quick bio, and then I'm going to come back and build a canal. For the lols! Yeah, I have my buddy back, Sven. I decided to make myself a cup of tea while I was there as well. Because Mrs. Squirrel's gone out. Right, canal hype. Let's do this. I think what we'll do, because the level of it, the level's going to be tricky to judge. Let's see. Deep canal. Let's have a look at the depth of this. That would put it at that level. And to see what the water table looks like when it's filled up. Just came back from the FS weekend. Oh, the one in Leerstadt, or whatever it's called. Was it good? Overflow canal will flood the bottom part of your city. I don't think it will, because there's nothing really, with the exception of this, which I'll quickly make sure doesn't get flooded. It should be protected. It depends how much water goes down here. It's probably a really bad idea to mess about with the water table. It usually is. Joe Baker Boy, thank you for 23 months. Just spotted that. Jack Rudd said, I actually did leave a message. It didn't come through. Thank you, Jack. What was I doing, Jab? Gone. Cup of tea, mate, innit? Just put another large pumping station downstream. Yeah, just have the canal pour water out and then have a pumping station here. Wait, what? How is this river flowing upstream? What sorcery is this? It's amazing. It's amazing, that is. Only in Skylines. Well, let's pause it. And we'll trash that road bar. And we shall... it's gone strangely elevated. The secret to a good canal is to keep the ground level. All the way to the exit point. Man-made waterfalls, love it. In before the canal, yeah. If the dam suddenly doesn't work, then rip. But we're doing it for science. And how do we make this bit exactly? Did anybody work out how you do this bit? You just come in, settle down. Just make myself a cup of tea. Hey, SRB. Oh, Bigfoot. That was a terrible pun. So yeah, how do we do this bit? Oh, hang on. The move it tool. The move it tool! Brilliant! The move it tool strikes again. Oh, that's genius. Hang on. Because you can actually... Ah! You can actually... Okay, that's gone crazy. Make sure it's level. Oh, I love it. The move it tool lets you make your own waterfalls. That's great. And we can actually adjust the flow by just raising and lowering this edge. Okay, here we go. Prepare for carnage. Here it goes. It's figuring out. It's going, okay. How does this work? Gotta create a bridge back over here now. Honestly, the water in this game is not like normal water at all. It's very weird water. Okay, that looks horrible. Can we just undo that, please? Beautiful. Bernard Matthews would be proud. Who's Bernard Matthews, Squirrel? I don't know. But he's beautiful. This is going to cause carnage. The dam might break. My downstream might flood. There's all kinds of things can go wrong with this. We're going to have to wait a while for this jelly to come down here. I'm telling you, it'll flood your city. I'm telling you. Well, my city already got flooded, so it doesn't matter. Oh, this is the slowest moving water I've ever seen. It is the River Ooze. Can we name rivers in this game, or is it just streets? Hang on, we need to turn off the pump, really. Just turn it off. Otherwise, it's not a true test, is it? Nah, floaty. Because the edge of it, like, the depth of this, if you think about it, this level is going to define the water level of this dam. Like, this really has to be at that level there for this to work perfectly. That's why this is so hard. This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill.
Happy anniversary.
And before flooding over here. pump is off. The overflow is operational. Hang on, we're getting a big gloop and then it's kind of got a gap behind it, so this is weird. I'm not really sure what's going on here. There it goes. In before major flood. How are you guys feeling about this? Like, I'm not sure about that. First thing it's going to do is fill that basin up. And then the water level is going to rise and then it's going to settle down. We don't know what level it's going to settle down at though. That's the real thing. Oh, there's the gap. It's going to take ages for this to settle down properly. So the water's still flowing backwards at the moment. It's not leveled out yet. Canal floor's a slight incline. Yeah, it's kind of hard to gauge. What matters is this. The level of this is what really matters. It has to be set to this. And I think it's too low at the moment. So really it needs to be raised up a little bit. That's what I'm saying. We can actually control the flow. Just by doing that. Until we get it right. Read more industry. Can you believe it? Total Gamer, thank you for the host. James Ivell, thank you for 13 months. Some virtual people might die in a happy little accident. Imagine the carnage. So that's definitely on the rise back there. Still backfilling this way. It's a fun experiment, this. Okay, Sven. About it. Fun with water tables. Well, there's no telling which way it's going to... At the end of the day, it's going to need some tweaking. So this is a lot more water in it now. This has filled up quite a bit. The real danger is the level comes up too high here. But we've got options. We can raise that to slow it down. We can dig deeper here to create more capacity. 240 megawatts. See, the power of that's dropping down at the moment. Which means, you know, once it's all settled down, if this is low on power, we can basically raise that up. And that will put more water here. But it's like moving the water table up, basically. The bridge, what, this one? It's a cool little bridge, that one. That's going to take some time to settle. We'll rip that guy. Abandoned supermarket. Thank you, Whitey Center. It's getting there. That's still flowing. When this flow stops, that's when it's settled. Or it should just keep flowing very slowly, but this should not come down. So I guess that flows out, this flows out, but they're mostly at the same rate. And then it's in a kind of an equilibrium. 176, yeah, so the water table's lower here now, for sure. So what we're going to do is raise this up a little bit. Give it a chance and slow it down. Put some more water back here. Because more of it's going out here than here. But so far nothing's flooded and all the water's filled up here now, which is cool. It's really nice. Pumps are working okay. Actually, that's a really bad idea. Right. Train line. To modify the terrain back. There we go. Do not build a dam in the waterfall you just made to add electricity. A dam in the waterfall? No. Right, that's back up to 224. 240, so that's equalising back here now. It's pushing more water back this way. can see where the water table's out here. What we could do is take a bit off the inside here. Which will allow it to push around there and lower it down from here. You thought the canal would never work, Capitev? Well, there was somebody in chat who said, I'm telling you, you're going to flood your city. I'm telling you. But, because the solution was carefully engineered. Without the move it tool, we couldn't have even got this bit, I don't think. But it's just simple physics, like the elevation of this compared to the elevation of this. It's just basic physics. 240 megawatts. I think we should probably push it up a bit more as well. But I want to get it all balanced first before we do that. Because I don't want this to rise up too much back here. But it's working nicely. I don't know, Jabcom. That was lucky because the build didn't get the dodgy skills. It was definitely luck. There was no skill involved. You should stop gaming and streaming and become an architectural someone. This is just for giggles. Real architects have to use mathematics. This is more like... about there. It is settling down now. The water's flowing back this way, which means this basin is now full. And gravity's pushing in this direction, so it's kind of reaching its maximum level now. Or if it's not already there, it will do shortly. Just have to keep checking it and making sure, but I think it's okay. There's a lot more relief here, so even if you put more water down it, it would quickly move through here rather than flood on the plain. Because the relief of the land will take it. What on earth is that? What is tunnel? What the heck? That looks ridiculous. $320. Yeah, it's settling back now. Measures using the ish measurement, exactly. Yeah, it's all good. It's all going again. Just get rid of these lights. Put the budget down, let's have a look. That's still rising, that is. So the thing is, because that number's still rising, it means it's not in equilibrium yet. Oh, it's collapsed again. It's kind of doing an oscillation thing by the look of it. You carefully avoided catastrophe, basically. Alright. We've avoided the problem. We'll leave the pump there for now, but leave it turned off. It's a nice thing to have. If something really bad happens, we can just turn that on. Pump all this water away quickly. But it looks like the flow of water here and here is more or less equal. And we've got ourselves a nice man-made waterfall, which I quite like. Right, 10 minutes left. So let's have a very quick tour of the city, because I'm not really going to build anything major anymore. Let's have a very quick tour of the city. So we started off our city over here, I believe. So this was the first residential area. Rocky Rivers, so called because it's next to Rocky Rivers. And then over on the left here, we've got Dos Rios, so called because it has two rivers next to it. See? You're seeing the pattern now. This is the early... well, actually, it's still a significant electricity production. This one here. It's got a solar. It's all green energy, that's the thing. All green energy. So these are the residential areas here. Then we started to sort of build out the industry under here. That's where industry is. And then after that, we essentially went this way. On the left here is Riverwood, because it's a forestry area. So it has a river, and you get the idea. And then we have a bit of basic industry dropped in here just to keep the punters happy. And then little Riverwoods up the top there. So there's a bit more natural resource here and here. But essentially this is industry. River Beach over here. This is a one of those areas that has the policy set for it. What's it called? The eco housing or whatever it's called. Remember. Self-sufficient buildings. Hence why the style looks different and they all have kind of like grass bits on the top. So these guys are all schools out guys. These guys effectively work here. Think of it that way. They're the workers that work here. So yeah, Green City. Bit of a dirty industry there. What I might do is, I'll tell you what, while we're here and I remember. We'll force these guys to clean up their act a little bit. That's what we'll do. We shall stick a policy on them that says filter industrial waste. So filter the waste, making them pollute the ground a lot less. It's going to cost us money to do it, but it'll reduce the pollution. And they're near housing and stuff, so they probably should. Moving over here, we have quite a significant area. This is where things ramped up. The density went up. The university came in. And what we ended up with was Aspen Heights over here. And Aspen Heights has university tucked away in here somewhere. So this is high density, well-educated people that live here. They go shopping in this district, and they work in this office space here. Twisty Bits, which is an IT zone, as you can see, so a lot of intellectuals working there. And then Money Falls down here, which is meant to be like the banking sector, but effectively they're all fed by workers from here, from Aspen Heights. Couldn't build north initially up here because of this boundary, so that kind of prevented the expansion that way. So after that, there was a bit of Twin Creeks and Rivers Meet. You can't guess why it was called Rivers Meet. Bit more residency here just to exploit that land. Nothing significant about it. Not long after that came the dam and the industrial export over here. And then we kind of got this sector over here, at which point this freeway connection was born, if you like. And the initial one was, if I remember, Acorn Park. That was it. So we dropped the highway down to here, and then built this gigantic roundabout, dropped in this industrial area, which is called Highlands Farms, because this is farming land. So this was the first industry here. And the idea was they would basically truck all of their stuff over to here. But it became very apparent due to traffic that that wasn't going to work, so a local one was built. So they take all of their goods and stuff and they bring it to this cargo terminal over here. The workers come from Acorn Park. They're a eco-friendly schools out bunch, and they work over in here. Then came Scumbag Industries, who quickly moved in to exploit the workers. Hey Brett San, how you doing, sir? So these if you like, this industry here is built from workers from Acorn Park. And then today, effectively what we did was we expanded east and we built Pecan Plaza. So Pecan Plaza is shopping. Think of it that way. It's a shopping area. But it also has another IT sector in it called Spectrum Square, which is this bit here. You look at the zoning. This sector here is Spectrum Square. So you get this wonderful kind of view as you go down the highway of these high-rises. And the educated people are coming from here, Prosper Court. They all live here. And so what we've done recently is bring the train line in. Because what was missing from all of this was a way to get people from all the way up the top end of the map down to the bottom end of the map. So the first thing we did was build a blimp, which we did yesterday. So the blimp takes you on a ride all the way over to here. And then today we built a train line. And the train line goes from this train station here. The track follows the industrial train and then it basically disappears, goes over that wonderful bridge, punches through the mountain, comes out over here. Put some shops around it, linked it into a bus service. Oh, by the way, this has a monorail system going around it as well. So the bus goes over to the major bus hub, which is a monorail service, and that goes around the area, and buses as well that bring you straight back to the train station so that you can grab a train and go all the way towards Prosper Court. And then, of course, there'll be another link which brings you down to this end, which is what's going to get built next time. All this bit over here. So the dam is generating power. The solar and the geothermals are everything that's generating power. We have water storage here. All the recycling. Every waste management is recycling centre. There's nothing else. There's no landfills, no incineration, nothing like that. So it is a green city in that sense. And that's about as best an overview as I can give you. That's what it looks like on the big overhead. Having just unlocked all the sectors now, we can now build down here. We can bring that freeway connection in, which is what I want to do next. Just bring that connection into that. Sorry, that one there. That one there. Which will mean that anything over this side can get on the freeway and not have to jump through this area, which would then get congested. One of the plans is to build a tourist centre here, because this is very beautiful, almost like a lagoon. So we're going to have a tourist area here, and we're going to get cable cars going over here somewhere. Maybe cable cars up to this bit. Maybe use that highway, drop it off here. Something going on, cable cars, tourist area. Or maybe the freeway will bring in tourists there. We'll have a harbour as well. Gonna put a harbour there. Bring in the punters. And, yeah, that's more or less it. This down here, no idea on this yet. I have no thoughts on any of that. So the initial bit's going to be building this bit out, I think. That's where we're at. In an airport at some point, but I'm not in a massive rush. Cable cars are more important to me. Good night if you're heading out. Can you turn the night cycle on? Could do. You can see the bridge now. There's the bridge. Cracking view over the bridge. Yeah, it's not only a big map, Chris, it's actually quite a tricky map because there's a fierce amount of elevations and water running through it, which always makes it more interesting. Delta Range 2 is the name, yeah. Let's have a look. Light cycle is disabled. Look at that. Change the latitude and you end up with, like, Northern Territories. Equator. Can't remember where you change the options in the gameplay. IT sector looks quite nice at night. So it just looks completely different at night, doesn't it? The bridges are awesome. Oh, nighttime blimp. How cool is that? Very pretty game, isn't it? Rip solar power. What, the one solar power unit I have, Baz? I don't think that's going to be a massive problem, do you? We're like 5% of the energy production. I mean, if you rely on solar power completely, then, you know, duh. No, there's no fireworks stream tomorrow. So tomorrow is fairly significant, guys. Sunday Night Trucking tomorrow is going to be... No, James, I don't do 24-hour streams, bro. Tomorrow, Sunday Night Trucking is going to be New Mexico DLC, which is not out yet. I'm allowed to show it, so I'm going to show it tomorrow. And I'll also have 5 keys, New Mexico DLC to give away, courtesy of SCS. We very kindly sent 5 keys. So yeah, it's going to be fun. New Mexico hype. What are we on here? Population 63k. 63k. 10-hour stream. Yay! Can we get some GGs in chat for the mod team, guys? Give them some love. Done a wonderful job modding all day for you. Helping you out, answering questions, giving you links. Please give them some GGs and love. I'm just looking if we can raid anybody, to be honest.